I should like to express my frank disagreement with the views of the distinguished senator of the Federal Republic. He seems to misunderstand the issues. He just laid the blame, say, on patriotism and lack of accountability. That the matter is not a matter of constitution. So it's not a matter of whether you have state police or not. And he went on to be making, I think, a very wrong allusion to Amotekun. Amotekun is not sufficiently equipped. This is the truth. In fact, before they could set up Amotekun, that was a big fight. Everybody knows that, with the federal government. And even with the northern governors, their own body. It's only now that insecurity, in fact, is really terrible, affecting them and their people, that we now see northern governors coming forward to see the reason why there was a necessity for an Amotekun in the first instance. And you will agree with me that the Amotekun Corps, they still need to work with the police, because they are like subcontractors of security. They cannot carry the necessary weapons, and there are things when they do, they can't even do prosecution. Usually they hand it over to the police. He seems not to understand we are talking about federalism. There's no perfect federalism anywhere in the world. Well, these are always more like centralism or unitary form of government that is disguising as federalism. It's not. If I want to say this, even the judiciary, you don't have state judiciary. You only have judiciary for states. Appointment of judges is from Abuja. Payment of judges is from Abuja. Sanction discipline of judges is from Abuja. That's not too much of a federalism in practice. You understand, please? Yes. So you what he's saying about that's another area which is true on patriotic. But even if you are very patriotic, just like I used to argue in the judiciary of Lagos State, that no matter you put the technology, you can increase the technology, but the volume of work is so much, and you have few judges, you have only not inadequate registry to cope with the volume. You are talking of industrial capital, commercial capital. Sheer person in this country is twice the size of some other population of some other entire West African countries. So for you to say that once you become patriotic, you can be patriotic, but when you are overwhelmed, what will you do? Sure, you understand. So I disagree with him on this. But now on the issues of the state, see, the attitude of the state is the attitude of the state is the attitude of the federal government or the politicians. That's a mentality. How do I put it now? Let me say it to Yoruba. That's a proverb in Yoruba that goes, I should translate, is the person you can cheat that you oppress. You see, just like some men will beat up their wives and all that. Why are they not beating up men, their fellow men who have offended them? Well, because generally most men, I think instinctively, they hardly say a man who will marry a woman who can beat him. Usually men marry people they can beat. So if you have a disagreement, the only way you want to prove your point is by beating somebody who's weaker. That's what happens. That's the mentality. The federal government, even the way the attitude, even all this EFCC, something, as if it is only the governors that are criminals. You hardly see them fishing out people from the presidency, the ministers being prosecuted. A few occasions, maybe under Obasanjo had that, but generally the idea is that the thieves in Nigeria are the governors, are the chairman of local government. That we are clean. Federal government assumes what we call a patriarchal attitude. We know it all. We are in charge. We are clean. We can trust our judgment. We will not oppress you with federal might, which is not true. So they are now saying, if states are giving this state police, then they will use it against their opponents in the state. They will use it to oppress people, but really the fact is that they will resist our oppression. The traditional oppressive stance or posture of the federal government. See what President Obasanjo did against Lagos State under Asiwaju Tinubu, Bola Tinubu. They cut off the revenue allocation just because of disagreement. And all attempts, that it was not paid. It was only when the late Shehu Yar'Adua came around that he paid a substantial part of it before he died and all that. So the same thing, this same attitude, if you see the way governors see this chairman of local government, there's not enough respect. It's like, you are my prefect in this area, I can remove you. You have to fall in line. No. Even see governors and the House of Assemblies. Most of the House of Assemblies in Nigeria, if they are in the same party with the governor, they are like just puppet parliament, rubber stamp. So it's an attitude. It's an attitude that's not helping the country. Because we, the masses, the ordinary people, we are the one bearing the brunt of this incapacity and misgovernance. So it's not a matter of just change of attitude. The structures must be there. The capacity must be okay before you can say, oh, you know, sometimes even governors or chairman of local government will be funny. They'll say they will remove a traditional ruler.
Yes.
They say if you cannot control the security, but what can the traditional? Okay, the Olowo Eko, that's the first class ruler in Lagos. The Badagry or the Akran of Badagry is first class ruler. Really, apart from the traditional symbolism and prestige of the office, in what way are they in control of security matters in their domains? And you now say, I will remove you if you do not make sure, if you allow kidnappers to, we will remove you.
Or what played out in Kogi State when there was attack there and the governor said he was going to remove the king in that area.
Yes. So it's oppressive. Because you can only hold somebody accountable when you have empowered the person. Oh, you employ a gardener, you give me the tools, is it the insect pesticide, all these shares, all the things they need to do, and the fertilizers, everything, and now the garden is not doing well, and yet the weather is good, yet the garden is not doing well. You can blame the gardener. But ordinary machete, cutlass, you didn't give him. Pesticide, you didn't give him. Hose, you didn't give him. Is he going to be pulling elephant grass with his bare hands? So you can't be and say, oh, if this garden does not look fine, that's what's happening, and it's unfair. It's unfair. So, and like you pointed out rightly, in my view, that the security situation has changed seriously from 1999 to now. You can't just be blaming the governors. You can't be, no, why don't you, okay, even if the federal government now wants to balance the equation, so okay, we don't want, what do you call it, this state police and everything, we are doing massive recruitment. It has not happened because they don't have the money to pay. In fact, many of the times, a state like Lagos is helping them out, helping them with in the prisons, helping them with the police, buying setting up security trust fund and supplying gadgets from the state. The federal government can be very funny. Well, which governor now wanted to do the federal road? I think in Ekiti or somewhere. The federal government said, no, don't do it. It's our road.
Okay, and now I feel it's only right for us to have reaction from Senator Bala Nahala joining us from Abuja. I see that he's there now. So how do you react from all that Adeshina Ogunlana here have said?
Well, he is speaking what I can describe as the practicality of the operations of our institutions as far as security is concerned. And I'm telling you that whether it is state police, whether it is federal police, what we need is give them the tools to do the job and hold them accountable. You and me know that if you kill somebody today in the US, it will take 10 years. They will be investigating this matter until they get the people. But here, by the mere experience of describing the killers as unknown gunmen, the police will go to sleep and nobody asks any question. So let's be honest, let's be sincere to ourselves. We know what is wrong, we know how to fix it. It is the will to fix it that is the problem.